Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the 90th Minute Weekly Podcast here on YouTube or on audio apps, Spotify app, all that good stuff. Thanks, Greg. Thanks for that. Over on that couch, we've got Lucas.
What's up?
We got Greg.
Hi.
Wazinho, baby.
Hi.
And it's me, Liam. Big week of football to get through.
I like this. The OG 4 here.
This is the original 4 of the 90th Minute. You are right.
I'm not even.
You're
not
Greg, yeah, Greg.
you're not really original.
There's
You're kind of
OG3,
like.
then there's the OG 4 and the OG 5, and now it's the OG 6.
You're like when, McDonald's decided to add different flavors of ice cream.
Yeah.
No,
You are the Hamburglar.
you're kind of like, there's chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, and then they're like, let's do mint, and you're kind of mint.
Yeah,
man.
Last time he was on camera, he wore a costume.
You're a David Luiz mask. Because you're a goof. Big old goof. Anyways, before we get too far into this podcast, 90th Minute Podcast sponsored and brought to you by gfuel.com. Use code 90minute. 90minute. 90 in the word minute. At checkout for a discount. Greg's having a big old chug. Of which flavor, Greg?
Hype sauce.
Hype sauce, baby!
Best
That's
flavor
the,
out there. It's
yeah.
delicious.
They're restocked now. It's back.
Brilliant.
Back.
Love to hear it.
gfuel.com using code 90minute at checkout. Boys, we were live yesterday on twitch.tv/90minuteofficial. Lucas was sad. I got attacked by Brett. Was there.
All six of us were there.
All 6 members. The OG 6. The Splash Brothers, if you will.
Brett's technically not even a member.
Hey, he's OG 6 though. But all 6 of us were there for the Champions League final. Interesting game. It was an interesting final. I mean, there was the controversy of before the game, the lead up to the game. There was the game itself, and there was, I think, even something we could talk about after the game, because lots have happened in the past 24 hours.
Let's start from the beginning. What happened with these supporters? Why couldn't they get in?
Well, apparently they were saying a lot of it was fake tickets, and that's what was making it a mess. But that's UEFA saying that.
Yeah.
I also blame Richarlison.
Richarlison bus. So what I've got the gist of it on social media is, especially the Liverpool fans, Madrid fans as well, but especially Liverpool fans, there was a lot of fake tickets. There was a lot of people trying to get in that did not have a ticket. And there was seemingly a large crowd that got there almost too late to the gate to get everyone in comfortably and safely, everything like that. So that was UEFA's definition of what occurred. You ask fans, they say they were there with plenty of time. There was a large crowd, but everyone was calm. Everyone was doing the right thing. And a lot of them had legitimate tickets. But there was, whether it was miscommunication or just a breakdown of steps kind of thing, and French police didn't do a great job. There was tear gas being used on fans.
Spray,
yeah,
like just a bunch of different.
Did you see the little funny TikToks? Well, not really funny, but they're kind of, it's dark humor of the Camilla Cabello performing while kids are being pepper sprayed outside.
yeah.
She's just singing, while in the background people are just getting beaten and whatnot.
Well, during that performance, you could hear Liverpool fans singing.
Now, I want to talk. Hold on. Yeah, okay, I want to talk about that, the Camilla Cabello performance, because apparently she made a tweet that got deleted, playing back our performance, and I can't believe people were singing their team's anthem so loud during our performance. Like, my team and I worked tirelessly for so long to bring the right vibes and give a good show.
She actually say that?
Apparently, but I don't know if this is Photoshop, but apparently the tweet is deleted, but like, Camilla, this is not the Super Bowl.
I saw a dramatic difference between the Camilla Cabello performance and the Dua Lipa one from the year previous.
Yes.
Dua Lipa not only got involved with the fans, but the fans got involved with Dua Lipa.
Well, that was also like 2018.
2018? I guess it was 2018.
A long time, yeah.
No!
Yeah, apparently.
Holy shit, that was a long time ago.
Yeah. Also, I think Liverpool fans were probably not in the best mood at the time.
No.
Of that performance.
Yeah, I mean, there was the stuff outside, there was the whole delay. So, I mean, you were in the stadium probably an hour before kickoff, and then it got delayed by half an hour. You're like, the hell's going on kind of thing.
I kind of want to talk about this for a second. Like, opening ceremonies in football, are they really needed? Like, does it have to be like American sports? Do they need a halftime show?
Especially
yeah.
with how long the game got delayed.
Yeah.
It was just kind of like, why not just put it off?
I
at
think
that
it's
point?
just for the casual viewer because a lot of casual watchers watch that match.
One of the biggest matches in
Yeah, they're-
football.
and
Or
quite frankly, it captures the North American viewer's eye more than they care more about gaining a new watcher than keeping the ones they have, because they know if you're a European and you watch a Champions League, you're gonna watch it next year as well. If
Yeah.
you're an American who's never watched it before, you go, "Oh my God, it's Camilla Cabello. I love her. I'm gonna watch it."
I don't really have a problem with performances
Pre-games,
like that,
yeah.
but obviously in the context that happened, it kind of
Now,
felt unnecessary. But
Yeah.
that was out of
I-
her control, though.
I saw a good reply to that tweet, though. It's like, no one is hating on the singers, but this is a different culture. Football fans do not care about pre-games and halftime shows. The game is the only thing that matters to us. This is a cult, honestly, and it's not family-oriented like baseball or American football. In a sense, it is. I mean, obviously, in the lower levels of football, it's been more
I wouldn't
family-oriented,
say
but
cult. Well, you could say cult, but
yeah,
it's definitely
yeah.
tribal.
tribal is a good word, but... But I just sorry, I like this topic. I like talking about celebrities for whatever reason. I'm fucking
You
weird.
want to hear about the game? Just wait.
Yeah, so like you think about when it comes to past performances, does anyone really remember like 2014's? I remember Shakira 2010, but that's about it. I don't really.
Well, Dua Lipa's you remember.
Dua Lipa, I
because,
remember,
like, Liverpool
'cause
fans.
exactly.
But when it comes to the
that
World,
became like an anthem.
Yeah,
sort of for
100%. Yeah,
but
Liverpool-
even with the World Cup, they haven't had like memorable performances.
Yeah,
Like
you're not,
you had
you're not- yeah.
Pitbull at 2014.
You have memorable themes for the
memorable
tournament.
memorable artists, but the actual performance, I mean, it's a 10-minute show kind of thing. You're not gonna remember that too much. I mean, you remember halftime shows for the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
but I think that's almost a 20-minute, half an hour performance, and a lot more effort goes into them
oh yeah.
than Camilla Cabello standing in the middle of the Parc des Princes
And
singing.
you could tell, like,
fucking
there
Havana
was a
Ooh La La.
lot. There was a lot going on, but
was,
it
yeah.
definitely not anything compared to the Super Bowl.
Most footballers need to warm up. Like if
Yeah.
if they go a certain amount of time without warming up with the ball, then
Mhm.
they're gonna need to warm up again.
Yeah.
So that's why like the pre-match performances are shorter.
I honestly, while we were doing our stream, I barely watched any of the performance from Camilla Cabello because I was on Twitter watching what was unfolding outside and all that stuff. And Joel Matip's brother seemed to be like the hottest agent on the ground that day. Like, okay, works for me, Joel Matip. But yeah, now in terms of performances from singers, it can stay, it can go. I really don't care.
Let's talk about the football.
Yeah, that actually happened.
Yeah.
The match, it was a heartbreak.
It was a tough one.
One
though.
team has to lose.
That's
But I
pretty-
don't think the right team lost. I don't think Madrid were the better team over 90 minutes, but they took their chance.
They took
And I say their
chance.
chance because, like Lucas said during the stream, they scored the goal that was offside, so that doesn't count as an opportunity. The other one that they got, they scored on. They capitalized.
Yeah, it's at the end of the day, I ended up watching the game for a second time. I put myself through that pain just to understand the game a little bit more. And I think I can have a few takeaways from Madrid. Their key performer, everyone's going to talk about Thibaut Courtois. We'll
Yeah.
talk about him later, I'm sure. But like their whole backline was fantastic. And Casemiro, I think he was actually the key player for Real Madrid. in that
Really?
match. I
Oh,
think so,
interesting.
because every time Luis Diaz or Salah got on a one-on-one opportunity against a fullback, if Casemiro had an opportunity to make that 1v2, he made that work. And if Liverpool couldn't get around Casemiro, their performance faltered. When Liverpool did get around Casemiro, like with the Mane chance, the over top pass to Mo Salah later on,
Yeah.
or even Mo Salah's chance when he got by Casemiro and had a great shot, but Courtois made a good
Yeah.
save.
That's when
Those were the three best opportunities for Liverpool in that game. Maybe you
Mhm.
could say the Jota one later on as well was pretty good. But when Casemiro wasn't involved or was beat, Liverpool created their best opportunities. But when Casemiro was on it, it was very difficult. And if he wasn't on it, Eder Militao was.
He was solid. Yeah, he was solid.
And another takeaway I have from that match, I guess overall, Konate and Militao, 24, 23 respectively in age. Those are going to be the center backs we talk about for the next 8 years.
Probably.
They're going to probably become, I don't want to go too far and say legends of the game, but I think they could be
They
the two best center backs of this generation.
I don't disagree. Konate looks so good for his age. And yeah, Militao. We talk about him being 24 years old. I feel like he's been around already for a long time.
He's been around, and it's fantastic what he does.
So over the 90 minutes, Liverpool used 6 attackers.
Yes. Yeah.
Was it 6 or 5? 5.
Yeah, it would have been 5.
5.
Firmino and Jota.
Yeah. Mo Salah was your best one, which I think that's understandable. I think the other ones were quiet. Sadio Mane had his chance.
Yes, Mane had his chance. I think Mane did very well getting into open space, trying to drag Casemiro out, but it was a tough game for him. I think
he played through the middle,
yeah,
which I don't think is his best place.
I think he's actually had a bit of a resurgence in that role.
Fair enough.
Liverpool.
Fair enough.
I think a takeaway you could say, I read this on Reddit, so I'm not going to take this observation by myself, but in the Premier League, like, there were a lot of teams defending wise. You have more athletic midfielders that can expose spaces with their runs. In La Liga, it's a lot more different.
Okay.
So I think Madrid anticipated that very well. I think Madrid also tried to make sure Liverpool played like how Liverpool played against Tottenham, like just a few weeks ago, where Liverpool crossed the ball a lot and it didn't work out. But in this case, Liverpool didn't cross the ball a lot because I think they knew
in the air, Militao and
it wouldn't work out because the positions that Madrid were giving Liverpool were not very good crossing positions. And the times Liverpool did get into good crossing positions, I think there was only 1 or 2 that were well taken by the crosser.
And that deserves huge credit to Real Madrid because Liverpool have the 2 best crossers probably in the world.
I don't think I saw Robertson make a single
No,
cross.
honestly, Robertson and Trent were both very quiet.
I was going to mention that. I think the fullbacks for Liverpool were pretty poor.
Quiet,
and you mentioned how Casemiro, you said was like what, second best player for Madrid?
Yeah, I think I have to say that, although Casemiro, I think.
But I also think you need to give a little bit of credit to Luka Modric.
I knew you were going to say Luka Modric.
Yes, yeah, I was.
I think you give credit to the whole midfield because they're very narrow, but when Liverpool went wide, they were able to cover that as well. And
yeah,
if you take a look back at Madrid's the goal, it all started with Luka Modric being able to make Andy Robertson pressure and overcommit. He pulled Andy Robertson out, so allowing Carvajal to kind of do a bit of an overlap.
Yeah, that goal. All 3 of Robertson, I think Thiago and Fabinho were cut out on that one pass.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was Fabinho got back just too late, and Valverde. When I watched the game back, I initially thought that cross was a shot. Jurgen Klopp even thought it was a shot in the post-match press conference, but But Madrid's fans say that he actually like crosses like that, where it looks like a shot, but it's a cross.
Like a driven.
I'm watching it right now. I got it.
So it's a brilliant.
It's a brilliant.
Perfect.
Cross, it's a brilliant cross.
Yeah. And a great run by Vinicius Jr.
Now my question to you is, why do you hate Luka Modric?
Oh my God. Listen.
What he did that's the pure genius of Luka Modric.
Luka Modric is technically one of the best, probably not of our generation, but of all time.
Top 3.
He's up there. He's great.
Top 3.
He's great.
Big Pav says top 3.
Big Pav
He's also Croatian, so he
Big Pav is slightly biases a lot of things, but
we'll bring him back on one day.
But what I was gonna say, I love Pav, but he's a little bit biased. Just like I would say, Robbo's the best fullback in the world. Again, biased, but I don't know. My list above him is long. Xavi and Iniesta is above him. I put Gerrard. I put Lampard above him.
No, I am not putting Gerrard or Lampard above Modric, especially the longevity when Modric has been able to do. Gerrard and Lampard were not able to carry their national teams to a semifinal, the final of the World Cup.
That I'm blaming Sven-Goran Eriksson.
Oh my God, yeah, excuses. All right,
there's a whole different story.
Yeah, do not compare Gerrard and Lampard to them.
I'm not comparing; they're better.
They're not better. I'm sorry. I would highly disagree.
I don't care about you.
Oh my goodness.
You also were the one during that stream says, I don't think I've watched football.
Yeah, we don't talk about that. Maybe okay. Anyways, let's.
So another thing I did notice though, because we obviously knew that Trent and Robbo didn't really get into like the byline. Like the overlapping, especially on the right side, was more so done by Henderson.
Okay.
We saw him more overlapping Salah rather than because like Alexander-Arnold kind of went more inside and maybe they wanted him to get into those positions like just at the top of the box towards the right side where the ball's coming back and you put it back in, and you have that type of cross, which they had. He had 2 opportunities to do that. One of them created a good chance, and the other.
I think he went for a shot in one of those situations as well.
Okay, maybe 3 now. 3 now.
I remember he went for one of those shots and it just.
There's one where he crossed it. Jota headed across. Salah nearly got to the
Yeah.
ball, but I think Courtois did very well.
There's a good save.
There's another one where a shot. There was a shot, and then Jota almost gets it, but it was too difficult. And then there was another one where he just overhits it.
So talking about the Liverpool midfield, when we started our stream, it was posted that Thiago had gone injured during warm-up. He was a big question mark going in, and that he'd be out and Naby Keita would be starting. Then because of the break and the delay to the kickoff, Thiago starts. Do you think Thiago was fully fit and you got the full Thiago in that 90 minutes?
No chance he was fully fit for that game.
Yeah.
But it was also like he wasn't going to miss that match.
Yeah.
Or very unlikely
So my thing is,
miss it.
but do you think, let's say a 60 or 70% Thiago, would you think you got the best out of him in a Champions League final?
I think you...
Or would you have rather had a 100% Naby Keita starting and then get maybe half an hour out of Thiago to end the game? Rather than bringing on Keita, who straight up, when he came on, did nothing. He had a chance, and I don't think I've seen a worse shot.
I think Keita didn't have the composure in that instance. I don't think he's been in these situations enough where he was ready for it. I think in the future he'll be fine, but Thiago, I think this guy has experience of winning a Champions League already. He has experience of playing in high intense games already. Even if he's not at 100%, I think you'd rather get 60 minutes out of him.
I mean, it's
70 minutes that you got, even if it wasn't his best.
There's probably been finals in the past where the best players were not at their 100%, right? Especially at this late in the season. So I think what else is the comment? Well, the offside goal was it offside?
Yeah, it was a great run by Benzema. I was wondering if he was offside on that initial run, but after trying to pause the game multiple times to get the right frame, he was onside. It was a very good run.
We alluded to man of the match, Thibaut Courtois. Probably the best performance of his career. It was incredible. The saves he made were brilliant.
I'm reading some of the comments on our TikTok, and one guy says Courtois could save the fucking Titanic, and another guy said it wasn't even just Liverpool. Courtois was simply a demigod. He was basically a demigod. I'm like, wow.
Because Lucas is talking about Casemiro and then Eder Militao, but when they did get beat, Courtois was there.
Yeah. That save he made on Mohamed Salah was world class.
People haven't been talking about Courtois enough this season, and I think that's because people don't watch Real Madrid enough. Which, not everyone's gonna have time to watch La Liga if they already watch Premier League a lot.
Yeah,
but he has been this good all season. I think this performance was to another level. Some say best goalkeeper performance in a final.
Yeah, I'm reading some of the comments that are the TikTok. Show it to Aaron Hickey. He says he commented very crew.
It wasn't Aaron Hickey. Aaron Hickey is a professional footballer.
Aaron Hickey, the GOAT. He says very crew. Please laugh. It took me 5 seconds. I don't think anyone laughed at this comment.
What the hell are you saying?
I'm reading comments on TikTok.
What does it even mean?
I don't know.
It's supposed to be very true.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That was the whole point of it.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
To be honest, I didn't get that
I am
once.
so lost right now.
Now, and then we actually just got a comment recently from True Red TV about Liverpool. Yeah, but I'm sick of this. 97 points, no title. 92 points, no title. 2 UCL finals lost. Like, for fuck's sakes, if we are actually that good, why are we always second best?
I mean, I think it's just sometimes you wrong place, wrong time, I guess.
Right place, wrong time.
Right place.
It's in Liverpool's, let's say, last 5 years, they've been incredible under Jurgen Klopp. But Manchester City has been Manchester City.
Yeah.
You run into Real Madrid in a Champions League final, and honestly, I don't think I'd ever bet against Madrid in the final.
You did.
I did bet because, that's part of the fun. But
it definitely sucks for Liverpool. Like, 1 point back from City losing the title. A game they probably should have won for the Champions League final, and they lost. But at the same time, I was talking to my buddy today about it, and he was saying he made up a good point where Liverpool will be back, though. They will be back in the Champions League final. Even Klopp
Well,
said it
let's talk about
next season.
this because we're 24 hours after a final. Looks like Sadio Mane will be leaving Liverpool. Looks like he's on his way to Bayern Munich. The deal seems to be very close. I mean, it's not done. We saw Kylian Mbappe fall at the last second. Sadio Mane could be on his way out. Divock Origi's already leaving. Bobby Firmino, could he maybe be on the way out? Mohamed Salah said he probably won't sign another contract.
One answer. Luis Suarez.
You're not bringing back Luis Suarez. He's going to Aston Villa.
It's what I was going to ask. If Mane does leave, does Liverpool sign
This
another
GCG.
attacker, or do they do? Is
You got
there
Fabio.
starting three? Jota, Diaz, and Salah.
With
for
the rumor
next
I
season?
saw, they would buy another player. What if they'd only buy another player if they sell Mane and
Yeah,
Hmm.
of course.
And then
Swoop deal for Lewandowski.
no, he doesn't want to.
I honestly, I think yesterday was a prime example. Liverpool need another midfielder as well. Not a James Milner,
Yeah.
not a Henderson type, not a Naby Keita. You need another
But-
world-class midfielder.
But can the young midfielders that they're signing come in and take over now?
Could Harvey Elliott maybe if he didn't have the injury, would he be?
He was
one of those guys
fantastic.
I
right
think
from the beginning of the season.
Harvey Elliott will be involved a lot more next season, and you still have Curtis Jones.
Curtis Jones.
He hasn't lived up to expectations right now.
I think he just needs a loan.
What about like
Yeah.
a cheap midfielder like a Zakaria?
He's going to Juventus. He's
He's-
already
he's
at
done.
Juventus.
I know,
even
but
to you.
Can
I
Fabio
also don't like that.
Can
but
Fabio Carvalho take one of those spots?
can he play there?
He doesn't, but can Klopp change it?
I don't know. I don't know about him enough as a player. I know Liverpool were in the race for Choup Mene from Monaco.
You can sign Tom Rogic. He's on a free transfer.
Shut up.
He's the magic man from Australia.
Now, Choup Mene was the main rumor for Liverpool. It's either Madrid or Liverpool getting him, which whoever gets him is a big coup.
I think it's gonna be Real Madrid.
Yeah, that's what I read recently, which sucks, you know.
Madrid have money to spend now. They didn't get Mbappe.
But also Monaco are asking a lot for him. You know one player that could be cool. I don't know if he's out of the price range because they're ridiculous sometimes. But Milinkovic Savic.
Yeah, that's true
Does he really
actually.
pass his best though.
But it's still
That's his best. He's like 26.
you don't watch fucking Serie A.
He's had
He had a
Milinkovic
great
Savic is a-
season.
Huh?
He had a pretty good season.
his team actually had a pretty good season this year.
Mm.
They had it all right
They had their
for what
ups
they
and
got.
downs.
They're for what they've got in their roster. They're doing all right
They have
for what they got.
the top scorer in Italy,
Other than that, who the fuck do they got?
Luis Alberto.
Don't fucking come
He's
with
pretty
Luis
good. He's pretty
Alberto.
good.
He is pretty good actually.
Lucas Leiva.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Lucas Leiva. That's what you're mentioning.
No, they have a good team. Sarri's their manager.
I love
I think
Maurizio.
I
Sorry.
think it'll be better next season. But Liverpool scouts they have their plan A, plan Bs. They know left, right, and center who to sign. So I'm sure they'll figure
That's
something
good.
out.
It's good to have a club that has a fucking plan.
Yeah, we'll talk about
Yeah,
your guy
yeah.
later.
Yeah.
We always have to bring in United. Somehow there's always a goddamn storyline with this goddamn club. Why can't there be a week where Man United is not in the fucking news?
I mean, this is a pretty big one. So
But
Every week, United is in the news for something, and it's not always something negative.
It's
There's
just-
nothing good about United. Maybe Ten Hag, but fuck, man.
Constantly depressing.
There
and
can't be a week where we go
disastrous.
without talking about United.
is there anything else we want to talk about Liverpool before we?
You had your parade.
Yeah, what is this? You have a parade
Hold on,
for two
hold on, hold on.
trophies.
Here's the thing. Here's the
Two
thing.
trophies.
Here's the thing. Liverpool were on the verge of the most historic quadruple in history, and then they got the most disappointing double.
literally,
You could
Bro,
have
you what?
Premier League and Champions League.
Who does
but
a parade for the FA Cup and the Carabao
the
Cup?
Carabao.
The fucking beef jerky
Bro.
cup.
Bro, the FA Cup is.
This is not parade worthy.
Are you kidding me?
the FA Cup's pretty.
Actually,
Look at the parades back in the 80s and 90s.
Well, United have a parade because you need to generate revenue somehow. You need to show off your players.
what about them?
They're
Look,
okay. You're a
They
good
got
smile.
Klopp got a new contract this as well,
But he
which is
didn't get a
pretty-
pay upgrade. He gave the money to the rest of the staff. That's
Isn't that like better?
Yes.
what?
Not for Jurgen, but
No,
that's better.
Jurgen
Not for
goes,
who cares about money? Jurgen's making enough money.
oh yeah, Jurgen's fine.
Yeah, so
He-
who cares
he got
about
laser
a
eye
little bit
surgery.
extra?
I don't
can
see
look
a
at-
problem celebrating your
No,
accomplishments.
There's nothing wrong.
overseas.
I found it very funny how you were on a verge of a historic quadruple and you settled for the FA Cup and Carabao Cup. It's funny.
Not funny.
It's hilarious.
I mean,
Could have got
Your
the Prem.
team won the Scottish Cup.
I just find it funny.
Buddy,
Or
we
the
were,
Scottish League,
we
sorry.
were supposed to be garbage this year.
But people like laughing about the parade though. I find it funny that's coming from fans who haven't won anything.
These guys, United
Hey,
fans,
hey, your team won. My team won. Your team won. Who lost?
they won the title.
They won.
To
They
be
won
f-
a trophy,
To
though.
be fair, knowing United supporters, if they could have had a parade for Ronaldo, they would have.
Yeah, you would have.
So
You know who should not have a parade ever again? Manchester City. What a shit club that is.
why?
No
They
one
won the
showed up.
title.
No one showed up to their parade.
Are you sure?
There was very little.
Was there?
I think you're wrong. Let me find
Good.
the photo.
Never wrong.
Why was your phone on the ground?
Because I don't want to forget it in the couch.
He's got a good point.
That's what.
Now,
podcasts are
actually,
for.
Lucas, before you bring this up, I have a question for you. Is Trent Alexander-Arnold becoming egotistical?
Egotistic.
People are starting to think he's got a bit of an ego. He's not as humble as he used to be.
I mean, the guy's just confident in his ability as a player. I don't see a problem.
He
with
also
that.
is still a child.
He's not a child.
No.
He's like 22.
It's not a child.
That's a child.
He is
in a
above
fu-
the
in-
age of 18.
You would call that a child.
A child.
See, exactly.
This is from the city parade.
Okay, I'm counting. That's not many.
What?
Have you seen a Celtic parade? There's not that many people when we walked
Yeah,
up to the stadium on final day.
I'm just saying that.
You're talking about fucking Celtic. No shit.
I mean, there's a lot.
Go
of
on.
people-
Almost every fucking player in the world
They're
goes, "Oh, Celtic Park probably has one of the best atmospheres in the
Did,
world."
did you see that?
Yes, I know. People do
Patrice
say-
Evra?
Yes.
Patrice Evra said that.
I saw Ange's motivational speech.
Which one?
I don't-
No, fucking stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kept saying that. But no,
I did see.
Patrice
pictures
Evra making fun of Liverpool fans, saying that you're not the best, you'll never walk alone he's ever heard.
Well,
Shout out to
Patrice
Celtic.
Evra also isn't a.
Don't talk much about Patrice. He loves this game.
He
I
loves,
love
he al-
this
He also
game.
loves sucking chicken.
He does.
Okay. I don't know, just...
Let's go talk about United.
Yeah, great. Yeah, we Ralf Rangnick says I'm gone.
That's a fucking tire fire. That's an absolute tire fire.
It
You
was
are.
meant to. He
he's
brought
the
him
man,
in as
Ralf
an
Rangnick,
interim coach.
The gegenpress god. What the fuck?
No, the funny part about Ralf Rangnick was everyone's saying, "Oh, this was the godfather of gegenpressing. Klopp and Tuchel. They learned they became managers because of him. Because of Ragnick, Tuchel and Klopp exist. And look what happened. He left United for fucking Austria. Nothing against Austria. Great country, great footballers. But what the fuck happened here?
Because he went, I don't want to deal with this mess. That's how ticking time bomb waiting
His
to go off.
consultancy was hire Ten Hag.
Which, if he had a say in that, good.
To be fair, Brett also could have given that info.
To be fair, yeah. He doesn't
Brett
take
was saying
much-
that for a while.
Yeah. But Ralf Rangnick, you had so much hopes and dreams for this man. I remember when he got appointed, you asked Lucas, why has he never managed a top team before? And Lucas goes, well, because he hasn't, the way that he prefers to be in the board and behind the scenes. And I responded with, maybe he's just not good enough. And you guys, no, he teaches Jurgen, no. And I said, okay, we'll see. And
I mean, you're definitely missing.
bing, bang, boom, fuck your life, here he is, Godzo.
Have I told you how much I hate you?
You fucking
actually?
love me though. Like everyone loves me. You can hate the man, but you can't turn down the man.
I think anyone that knows that he's not like the most fantastic manager in the world. He's done some good jobs, like getting Leipzig into the Champions League, but he doesn't have an outstanding managerial career necessarily.
Yeah, I'd
But
agree. Yeah.
His stuff, he has more of a reputation behind the scenes.
Getting what did United finish 6? Getting 6
Yeah.
at United is definitely
One thing that will
not the
suck, we
greatest as
won't
well.
get
The brutally honest reviews.
Yes.
Yeah. I hope Ten Hag can honestly be brutally honest because that's what that club needs.
No, knowing United, they're just gonna they'll like win the league this coming season.
Manchester United are going to be. This window is going to be huge for them.
Like I'm
They
pretty
gotta sell so many players. They gotta bring in quality.
yeah, and that's why I think that for some they'll just get second again. They
This-
went
this is-
from what they got second
Yeah.
to going to 6.
So you
Yeah.
think they're gonna get like 85 plus points?
Probably not. I'm just talking.
This
really
is
good.
what apparently Ralf Rangnick leaves Manchester United due to the demands of his new role as Austria manager. Whatever, man. Whatever.
I mean, I'd probably leave.
Two.
That's a pretty good job to get. International job.
United's paying good, but it's not worth the stress and headache.
Even
Ro-
Wallace is getting a headache from it.
Ralf Rangnick, it feels like we just got led on and he just ghosted you.
Brett woke up this morning and just put that in our chat. He's like, what the hell just happened in football this morning?
I
mean,
What
yeah, he's
happened?
gone. And only thing about Ralf Rangnick, it feels like he came to the club, talked a bunch of shit, and just left.
I think that's what he did.
Yeah, he's just sorry. He's like, this club is shit. I'm gone. And then
Yeah, he just says this guy's shit, this guy's shit, this guy's shit.
Yep.
And then he's like, hire this guy.
and now let's talk about your team, Mane. Where's he going? Bayern?
Bayern, it's done. We already talked about
It
that.
probably happened.
I want to talk about something that involves the Premier League. Nottingham Forest are back,
Oh,
baby.
Nottingham.
Yes, they're back in
Yeah.
the Prem. They
Yeah.
won their
Two-time
playoff.
European champions
For
return
the
to the Premier
first
League.
time ever, all 5 English Champions League European Cup winners are in the same
Oh,
league.
about time.
It's about time. It is. Nottingham Forest has been out of that Premier League for way too long.
One of those clubs is not
It's
Man
the first time this
City.
century.
Now, there's some controversy with that result.
Controversy?
I didn't see. I heard about it, but I didn't see.
I also heard
so,
about it too.
So what
Fill me
what
in,
exactly
Lucas.
happened?
Well, I just heard about it.
What did you
That's-
hear?
That there was controversy. By
Controversy?
John
Apparently,
Moss.
VAR was a.
John Moss is a disgrace. He's heading into retirement.
This is the last game. He just
Yep.
goes out with a shit show. Honestly, I heard there was controversy. I did not see or read anything.
Well, that's bad on our part.
Do you want to know why? 'Cause I don't give a fuck. I'm just happy Nottingham Forest are back. Reggie Larea, baby!
I gotta say,
It's a Canadian in
it
the Prem.
sounds from what I heard, Huddersfield got screwed over, but at the same time, I think I'm more happy Nottingham's back up rather than Huddersfield.
Nottingham.
No offense to
Nottingham.
Huddersfield, but
Well, apparently, Nottingham's owner is some Greek guy that has some.
Oh, he's the shady guy, isn't he?
Apparently,
Fuck yeah, he is. I know exactly what you're talking about. That guy's wild.
very big man.
Yeah, yeah.
The fuck's his name?
He also owns, is it AEK Athens?
Oh,
I think he owns a couple teams. Or Olympiacos, maybe. I
It's-
don't know.
some Greek team.
Some Greek team.
Yep.
Papadopoulos. That's the center back for Dortmund back in the
yes,
day.
I know who you're talking about.
Socrates,
Let's see if I
Papadopoulos.
can find that
He had
comment.
so much pace and no shooting.
He was a center back.
Yeah, but he has some of the worst shooting in FIFA.
He was a
That's
center
Manolas.
back.
You're talking about Manolas.
Manolas!
I know they're the same thing. I won't
No,
lie.
they're not.
They're not the same thing.
Socrates, Papadopoulos is not the same as Manolas.
Nah, Greeks
The
are.
Greek god in Rome
Can you shut
rises from the ashes
Shut up.
to knock out Barcelona. What a call
Yeah,
that
the
was.
owner is Marinakis.
Marinakis. I can see that being a movie one day. Marinakis. Netflix original series.
This is the man.
That's the dude.
Oh, he's definitely Greek, that's for sure.
Whoa. There you're fair. But yeah, Nottingham Forest are back. I'm happy to see that. Honestly, they deserve Premier League football. I hope they can compete in the Premier League and actually stay up. And so it's full force, full on, baby.
Please
It's
God.
Bournemouth and Nottingham Forest. Fulham's going back down. Bournemouth will go back down. Forest might get destroyed. They got James Gardner on loan.
And-
Can they get him again? Can you sell him? He's been very good.
I heard that Southampton were interested in him.
Well, sell him to the
Interesting.
Forest. Very good.
That's what I'm actually scared of. Just thinking about the Premier League, though, I'm trying to think of other teams that actually could get relegated. I'm just like, we're not going to be better than any of those teams.
Southampton are going to be in hot water, I think.
It depends what they buy, but I know they're interested in a lot of younger players like Cole Palmer or another City guy.
I heard arguably the best ever transfer rumor today.
What is it?
Neymar to Newcastle. No, but hear me out.
You know what? I could see it happening.
PSG want to sell him. They've said publicly they are willing to sell
They
Neymar.
didn't say it publicly.
Yes, they did.
Did they?
The owner, Al Nasir, is that his name?
Mbappe did.
they said we will listen to any offer for Neymar. And Neymar goes, I would love to stay in Paris. I love this team. I love this club. Roll around for 12 times.
Neymar could go play with St. Maximin.
But here's the thing: what
Imagine.
club could afford Neymar right now?
Newcastle.
Not Madrid.
I mean, Madrid.
Madrid could, but then he's not going to Real Madrid. He's not going back to Barca. He's not going to go to Bayern Munich. He's not going to go to Juventus. I don't see.
I mean, Eddie Howe already said they're not
In-
spending that much money.
Eddie Howe's a fucking liar. Okay, he
But
said he was
not
going to
that
go
much
to.
money
He said he
could
was going to
be
go to
100 mil.
Celtic. Where was he? Don't worry, we got Ange. What's the gold
What's
glue?
your obsession with Celtic, man?
He is involved. But think about it. He's not going to go to City. He's not going to go to Chelsea. I can see Chelsea maybe. No,
Neymar's not
we are
going to
post
Chelsea.
Roman Abramovich era. He's not going to Chelsea. Liverpool don't need him. Newcastle need to sell kits. They need to sell that white and green
That
kit.
Saudi Arabia kit.
Exactly. They need to sell it. Put Neymar on the back. Oh boy, the tune is rocking.
There was speaking. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, don't disregard Neymar to Newcastle like that.
I hope it happens. I think it might actually kind of make sense just because Neymar is that
does make sense.
Neymar is that kind of character who'd be like, you know what? I want to try Newcastle now. If I'm going to the Premier League, I'm going to Newcastle.
Like,
So
legitimately, it could actually
The
make
team
sense.
that was literally in
Bottom.
last
Bottom,
place.
yeah.
Well, the
at
thing
some
is,
point.
yeah, it's just
At like mid
Neymar going to Newcastle makes sense because Neymar likes to be different.
He wants to be the spotlight as well.
Yeah, he likes to be that guy who
But he
makes
wants the
that
Champions
move.
League.
Well, you never know.
Yeah, you
No,
never know.
no.
Newcastle.
He'll
3 years.
he will retire with Newcastle, become the manager of Newcastle, and win it that way.
Imagine him being a
He won't be.
manager.
He won't
That
be.
would be atrocious. That'd be
The,
so
the,
bad.
the whole team is just flopping up.
God, he signs down
Um,
Louise.
Speaking of, let's go through some transfers here. Robert Lewandowski. Apparently he tells Sky Germany on his future. The time will come to give information soon. It'll be possible to say more. Apparently Barcelona is still working on it with his agent Pini Zahavi. 3-year deal already agreed. Apparently, waiting just for Bayern. And then supposedly he was on Polish television. He's like, Barca move? It depends on several factors. I think my situation is clear, and there's no point of talking about that. It is hard to say, but it is hard to say that I will play for Bayern next season. I'm excited.
I don't see a possibility of him at this point going back
That's
to
wild.
Bayern.
Wow.
I never thought I'd see the day.
No.
Oh yeah.
I think I feel like this happens with Bayern players where you don't ever see them actually leaving, but then they do. You know, Schweinsteiger, Kroos, and now
In a
Lewandowski.
way, I think it'd be tough to stay motivated at Bayern Munich.
Oh, I agree.
Other than the Champions
Yeah.
League.
I think it's tough for him, especially because he already broke all the records.
What is-
Yeah,
we have
wants a-
nothing else
wants
to
a little
prove.
bit
What
of
else?
change.
Yeah, what can he prove?
He's been there he's been in Germany for his entire career, basically. I mean,
It's probably gonna be if his records ever get broken, it's probably not gonna be by another guy for like 50 years.
yeah, probably.
They were
Mr.
insane
um,
records.
Erling Haaland Jr.
Holland's not there, so.
Sadiq
Huh,
Zahavi.
did you say? What, like Holland Jr.?
Yeah, Haaland Jr.
Lucas, are you sad that Mbappe didn't go to Liverpool?
I never expected him
There
to go
was-
to Liverpool.
He was talking about it though.
He can talk, but he talks a lot.
Yeah, apparently his mother is a big Liverpool supporter, so it's like maybe.
I mean, I could see the possibility in 3 years, maybe, if we're still at the top.
Could you
but-
imagine if he was like imagine if he turned down Real Madrid
Twice.
and Liverpool comes in with a lower offer? It's like, I'll go there for my mom.
I mean, Hector Bellerin went to Real Betis for his dad, and they
yeah.
won the cup.
I think that deal is gonna be made permanent. I think he's gone back to Arsenal from his loan deal, but I think they'll look to sell him on. Tottenham Hotspur signing Ivan Perisic.
Oh, good.
What?
Perisic?
Yes.
Perisic. Ivan Perisic.
Perisic.
I always said Perisic. I always say that.
You're gonna piss
You
off so
don't
many.
call Luka Modric.
You're gonna piss off so many Croatians.
Do I speak of the Croatian?
It's Perisic. It's always been
Perisic.
Do
I
Perisic.
it.
say
Just do it.
Perisic.
Just be that guy.
Ivan Perisic to Tottenham.
Even how he said it there sounded weird.
The fuck do you offer me? Ivan is going to the Premier League with
Ivan.
Spurs.
No, I'm just kidding.
Throw a light stand at you.
No, I think it's a good signing by.
But it looks
by
like
Spurs.
they're gonna let go of Steven Bergwijn. Looks like he's gonna go to Ajax actually, back to the
Controversial.
Netherlands. It's very controversial, and they're gonna bring in Ivan. Ivan.
Look, if
Perisic-
Perisic can
Perisic.
even bring back any sort of performances he had for Inter last season, he was probably Inter's MVP.
Yeah, and then with Kulusevski, and then Son and Kane, it's.
Gimme a ginger.
I mean,
from
Son and Kane.
Sweden.
Because Kane, in terms of Harry Kane,
I mean,
had a bad season.
but
So like, if he can
Well,
get
the
going
Champions
with
League,
Kane,
Harry
like,
Kane
it's-
and Hunmin Son are world
if
class.
I know they
Son-
somehow actually got
Son
some good
is-
results with their defenders, but if they can upgrade those defenders, actually get Christian Romero in there,
Mhm.
get in a couple other players like that, they're pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, apparently they have a 150 million loan, or
Yeah.
to
money
work
brought
with,
in.
yeah.
I don't know if that's true or not, but if they can back Conte, expect some dangerous things from Spurs. next season.
I love Antonio.
Get
Conte.
another midfielder to play with.
Yeah, they want to sell
Højbjerg?
Winks for like 25 million. I read.
Throwback to when Kane was supposed to leave Spurs for like 3 times, and now he's just
Ah, Harry Kane's gonna stay
Harry
at
Winks
Spurs, and
that sounds like a player that Fulham would actually like go for. I wouldn't be surprised for that actually.
you sold Andre Frank, Zambo, and Guisa.
Yeah,
you
well,
guys
that was
you guys got rinsed. 15 million.
One of the
for
best
him.
names in football.
Yeah, they had to loan him out, so
That guy
he wasn't
was
gonna play in the
pretty
championship.
damn good for Napoli last season.
yeah, he had a
There you
good
go.
season. It's a really good signing by Napoli, but
Yeah,
it was gonna happen, and we let a lot of players go, so we have a lot of signings we have to do.
Which means you're gonna get relegated.
Most likely, Tim Ream's gonna be right now our starting center back in the Premier League, and that's not
atrocious.
Yo.
that's not good.
There's the definition of yo-yo. Them in Norwich.
The o-
Norwich have sold out their season tickets already. But I say that's fine. You're gonna win the championship, then next season you'll
Yeah.
get relegated.
I was
so
going
who
back to
the
my
fuck
point. Like the only teams I could see is like if Brentford have their
Yeah, the
their
second-
sophomore
cares?
season
Second season syndrome.
and they have a bad season, and then Nottingham and Bournemouth.
Interesting.
I don't see them compete like Palace,
It depends what
Newcastle,
Leeds do.
Southampton.
Like, can
Leeds-
Leeds improve their team
Leeds
enough?
just signed some America I've never heard of for way too much money.
Brendan Aarons.
Who the fuck is that
He's,
guy?
he's basically like
Why
an
the?
energy bunny.
Go get Tyler Adams. Much better option.
I mean, this guy's like, you need a lot of
Little
work rate
harder.
in, I guess, March's side, and this guy, well, March knows him because he's managed him before.
I hated his interview when
Why?
he got brought to Leeds. He goes, "Yeah, I was keeping up with the Leeds score lines. It was so nerve wracking there at the end. I didn't know if they were going to get relegated or not. I was like, oh, gross."
Okay.
I didn't like him. I didn't.
I
The
mean,
player?
I've never seen him play. I don't give a fuck about him. I just didn't like his interview.
I've seen him play against Canada, and I've seen, I think, some Champions League games with him. I don't know if it's James Milner's a good comparison, but he's like a very high work rate. So
Is James Milner gone?
Yeah.
Is he gonna be gone?
He
Because
won't
that's what I
go.
meant.
don't know.
can go to
I think they
Leeds.
might offer him a new contract.
You can
Sorry,
go to
Greg.
Leeds.
Stop touching my knee.
Second time.
You can go to Leeds. Come on, send James Milner to
I
Leeds.
mean, it doesn't matter to me. If Klopp wants to keep him in a minimal role, fine.
Anything else to talk about in football right now? The Nations League or no, Nations League. It's the
I mean,
The
the final World Cup
World Cup
spots.
qualifications.
World Cup qualifiers June 1st. Scotland play Ukraine.
How do you feel about it?
I'm nervous about it.
You should.
There's
be.
a lot
You-
on the line.
It's also Ukraine.
Ukraine-
should come up with like a lot of
Motivation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ukraine has
that's
the
what-
they're gonna be
motivation.
inspired.
It's not tough for them to get motivated, and there hasn't been international games for a while. Scotland had an injury today. Was it? I think Ryan Jack from Rangers had to pull out the national squad.
Tierney's also not there.
Tierney's gone. I mean, I think Scotland have enough to beat Ukraine, but I am worried then
I
play
think
Wales.
I think Wales is gonna win them
We'll
between.
see.
any
I
of
mean,
them,
I'm
but anything
happy-
can happen in football.
I'm happy
so.
we're at a playoff for a qualifier spot. I just hope it goes the correct way, kind of thing.
We also have Italy versus Argentina.
Yeah. So what is that for? Is it just like a friendly?
yeah, they made like a friendly, but with like the winner of the Euros versus the winner of the
Copa America.
Yes.
Copa Cabana.
Which it's like cool, but it's also like
I
mean,
it's,
I
it's
think-
another game,
I think it's worth having, especially with the World Cup coming up. Like,
Yeah.
good preparation for both sides.
it's definitely a
I
good
mean,
friend.
not for both sides.
Fuck you, Italy. Can we talk about World Cup
Were you
preparation?
doing that on purpose?
No.
Or- okay, that was actually pretty good. Yeah.
Let's talk about World Cup preparation because Canada.
Oof.
Canada are in some hot water. They've had a bad moment. Originally, Canada were going to play the nation of Iran in BC Place in Vancouver. Lots of controversy.
Yeah,
Lots of people calling out the Canadian Soccer Federation.
Yeah, Iran's deputy minister of sport is now seeking 10 million in penalties from
Yeah.
Canada Soccer.
Yeah, so Canada bailed out on this friendly due to, criticism and backlash.
Like, players supposedly were refusing to play,
Yeah.
supposedly.
And now Iran, like you just said, they're suing Canada Soccer for 10 million for loss of expenses, which is a bit dramatic.
If they can find political involvement in it, then it has some
Yeah,
legitimacy to
it
it.
probably is. I don't understand, out of all the nations on earth, why someone thought Iran was maybe not even the controversial, but why is that the best opposition for Canada?
Because I think they're not similar countries, but they're in like pretty close in the world with Morocco, so that'd be a good World Cup preparation because you want to have friendlies against sides that have similarities.
Go play Algeria.
I mean, that's another option, but maybe Iran's already, I think, playing another country. I think they're playing Uruguay, some country in the States.
So somewhere a little closer, yeah.
I know they're playing close to there anyway, so it was probably convenient for them.
It's just the entire decision-making process confuses me, and it's been such a mess in Canadian sports news and everything like that. And
yeah, because there is controversy with the country of Iran and Canada, as like there was a plane that got shot.
Yeah,
down.
so essentially kind of what happened is, I'm reading this from the CBC that says, but the decision to host Iran drew the scorn of the families of those who died aboard flight PS 752 when the IRGC shot down the plane in 2020, killing 176 passengers and crew. And then apparently a spokesperson for the association representing the victims of the families in Canada says this is this is the right thing to do. We were worried about the IRGC officers coming to Canada and normalizing Canada's relationship with Iran. And I understand why people are frustrated, especially, our friend Cheyenne. He's an Iran supporter. This is the first time he's going to see Iran play in his life, and I can see why he's sad, man. But also at the same time to say, politics should have no involvement in football. Well, politics has been in the game since the 1960s, 30s, 40s. It's been in the game forever. So, sure, you don't want to see politics in football, but it's part of the game, unfortunately.
It's bad on Canada.
Yeah, I would agree.
Realizing it,
not
looking
ahead.
I guess because I think they made it as a friendly, which
yes.
I guess that makes it look even worse because
those two nations.
But it's also one of those things where it's like Canada Soccer should have realized we're playing Iran. What implications have we had with the past? I don't. Yeah.
Even just on a footballing term, it doesn't make sense.
But which is
it? It does make sense.
It doesn't.
It does.
I don't think so.
I just gave you.
It doesn't make sense to me.
It does make sense for that.
I think you could. I think if you're Canada, you want to challenge yourself.
Even John Herdman was saying, right when the draws got made of what groups they're in, they were saying, "Oh, I want to play teams that are similar to
each side."
Yes. I like that.
Now, part of me is like, football game at the end of the day, but then again, I have to understand. Yeah, it's a much bigger deal. It's something that I forgot about because it happened a few years.
2020.
Right
2020. Before the pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
So
I remember hearing about it when I was driving to the gym one time on the radio. But
yeah, it's interesting that people bring this up. Oh, sorry, I keep touching you. I'm sorry. It's weird. It's interesting that people bring this up. The relationship between the two countries. But you look at other countries throughout football in Europe. I mean, Poland and Russia never had a really good relationship politically wise, and they still played in tournaments.
Oh, they kind of had that case.
Yes,
it's different. I think it's different if you're drawn against each other, but this was organized,
and it wasn't like the situations where UEFA didn't draw Russian or Ukrainian clubs with each other.
Yeah,
Poland just not the best relationship because of past communism.
Yeah.
But it's not like they had recent conflicts.
It's just it's Canada and
but then again
Iran
you see UEFA and FIFA canceling all of Russia's matches basically too, right? Because of a political situation.
No, we'll see what happens for Team Canada and if that lawsuit holds any legitimacy and who they will go on to, because they have to have friendlies before this World Cup.
Well, the unfortunate thing is they have Nations League, so those take the spot of what could have been friendlies. So if they planned it better, hopefully it doesn't hurt them too badly.
Yeah, there's still time before the World Cup, but the months go by fast.
It's June now.
Yeah.
There's not too many times to have friendlies to prepare for that World Cup. So
anything we want to talk about football related or outside of football?
No, I think I'd rather just keep it football, keep it short.
Okay,
I don't think it's been short.
It hasn't been really big.
It's been one of our best podcasts in a long time. Good
the OG4 baby.
Yeah, remind me of the good old days.
Lucas's basement. Having a good time.
A long time ago. If
no horses.
No horses. If you have enjoyed it though, make sure you leave a like on YouTube and subscribe on the podcast channel. If you're on audio apps, Spotify, Apple, or what other ones are there?
I don't care.
Google Play. Well, if you're listening on any audio apps, thank you very much. Follow us on those and give us a
Check
share.
out G Fuel.
gfuel.com.
Use code 90minute to get
90 in the word
discount.
minute, getting yourself a discount for shakers, flavors, and apparel.
great
You
word,
know it,
great
baby.
word.
From the four of us, the OG4, thank you for watching and listening. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.